Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
A deadly crash turned into a demand for change. Police say speeding is to blame. What neighbors are asking for sooner than later.
Not leaving without getting answers. Protesters say they are holding strong outside Uvalde CISD's central office. How the district is responding to our questions tonight.
And a devastating discovery in a San Antonio apartment. What police say happened before a man shot a woman and then turned that gun on himself.
Our top story tonight, a neighborhood's call for change in the wake of tragedy. Police say a speeding driver is to blame for a crash involving two parked cars and a front porch.
It also cost that driver his life. As the night team's John Paul Barajas explains, neighbors say more should be done to save lives.
This is what people who live along the 500 block of South Pine woke up to a little after midnight. A pickup truck crashed into a neighbor's front porch.
That house wouldn't have those pillars there. They would have gone straight into the house.
Gabriel Martinez lives a few doors down and tells us he called 911. San Antonio police say a 45-year-old driver was going over the speed limit. He was ejected from his car when he ran into a parked pickup truck. Mandy Helberg owns that truck. She and her husband were woken up by the crash.
My husband looks out the window and he's like, somebody stole my truck is gone. And the truck was parked right here, and we came out and looked, and it was in our neighbor's front porch.
Street markings indicate where the crash started. The orange lines show where the parked vehicle was sent over a curb, taking out a neighbor's front porch and then hitting a second parked car. The green markings show where the 45-year-old's car spun out of control, finally coming to a stop here 5 or 6 houses down from where everything started.
I think a lot of people do just blow through the stop sign because they know it's a four-way stop, but yes, people don't slow down here. I take my kids to the park to go bike riding instead of here.
Multiple people we spoke to said they've had problems with speeding and reckless driving. Now neighbors want additional safety measures like speed bumps.
We talked to the neighbors down the street, and we're all in agreement that we just need to get, I think we just need to get a petition and get signatures around the neighborhood.
Spoke to said that they plan on reaching out to their councilman about getting that process started on potentially getting speed bumps. We also reached out to District 2 Councilman Jalen McKee Rodriguez to see how long that process typically takes, but we have not heard back yet. At City Hall, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Thanks, John Paul. Tonight, unanswered questions from Uvalde CISD officials almost a week after parents started protesting outside of the district's central office. Brett Cross has been leading the protest. He tells the night team's Lee Waldman he's not backing down on his demands.
Families of Robb Elementary victims and their supporters aren't moving from Uvalde CISD's central office or from their demands.
We just want the officers that were there from the school district suspended until an investigation is completed. We're not asking for unpaid. We're not asking for jobs right now.
Brett Cross has had one meeting with Superintendent Dr. Hal Harrell last week, and Saturday he met briefly with Beth Rivas, another district official. So far, no progress.
I'm steadfast in what I'm doing. I'm not going anywhere until these demands are met.
Tonight, the district had planned a town hall, but abruptly canceled those plans with no explanation the day after Cross's protest started. I tried asking Kenneth Muller, the director of student services, about the cancellation.
Any comments about why the town hall was canceled?
He wasn't the only one not wanting to talk.
Dr. Harrell's not here right now.
What about Anne-Marie Espinoza?
She's not here right now.
I asked her if she could check with Dr. Harrell's receptionist on when he'll be back. Her reply was short.
No, ma'am, they're not available.
She wouldn't tell me her name, but the woman working at the reception desk said it was Susie.
Susie, what's her last name? Smirnoff?
I couldn't find a Susie Smirnoff on the district directory. Dr. Harrell's receptionist eventually called back and said she'd deliver my message. That was at 3:45, and I haven't heard back. Anne-Marie Espinoza, the district's communication executive, returned one of my emails. She wrote, quote, "Schedules are not able to accommodate a meeting," unquote. Despite the constant roadblocks and unanswered requests, Cross's commitment is not wavering.
I can wait them out, and that's what I'm going to do.
There's been a constant stream of supporters. Cross says it's not just from Uvalde families, but people from San Antonio and even people from Santa Fe offering their support for his fight for accountability. UCISD's next board meeting is a week from today. No word on if that town hall will be rescheduled. In Uvalde, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
And 4 months after the Robb Elementary School shooting, Texas has its first school safety chief. Governor Greg Abbott made the appointment today. The new position at the Texas Education Agency will be held by former U.S. Secret Service agent John Scott. He served in the Vice Presidential Protective Division in 2006 and 2010 during the George W. Bush and Barack Obama administration. According to the governor's office, Scott will ensure schools are using best practices to safeguard against school shootings and other dangers. Abbott directed the TA to create the position just 2 weeks after the Uvalde shooting.
It's time now for a look at your headlines in tonight's Nightbeat News Flash. We are learning more details about a deadly single-car crash near Brackettville. The Kinney County Sheriff's Department says they believe the people involved are connected to human smuggling. That crash happened yesterday around 1:15 p.m. on Highway 131, about 4 miles from Brackettville. That's just north of Eagle Pass. Deputies believe the vehicle was speeding, took a curve too fast, overcorrected, causing that vehicle to roll over. 5 people were inside. Deputies say the driver, who was a U.S. citizen, died at the scene. The 4 other people were migrants. 2 died. 1 was airlifted here to San Antonio, the other to a Del Rio hospital. DPS still investigating that crash. Back in court today, ex-constable Michelle Barrientos Vela, now a month after her conviction of tampering with records. The punishment phase of her trial continued today. It was paused due to court scheduling conflicts. The disgraced former public official faces between 2 years probation and 10 years in prison. This after altering security payment logs and handing over false records to law enforcement while she was under criminal investigation in the summer of 2019. More testimony from former deputies happened in court today. Judge Velia Meza could hand down the punishment in this case by the end of the week. The Emergency Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program food benefits are being extended for the month of October. The Texas Health and Human Services Commission making that announcement today. The amount of benefits given will depend on family size, but all Texas households will get a minimum of $95 in emergency allotments. The money should arrive by the end of the month. The move expected to help around 1.6 million Texas households. Emergency SNAP benefits have been provided since April of 2020. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash.
A SeaWorld worker dressed in a scary pig costume is accused of body slamming a teen while on the job. The man in question is telling people the teen was disrespectful, which caused him to break character. 29-year-old Brandon Doge is charged with injury to a child. Doge allegedly grabbed the 14-year-old by the neck and body slammed him to the ground. Now, he's also accused of punching a 53-year-old man in the face, both while he was still wearing the pig costume. To some viewers, he might look familiar. That's because he is a former Bexar County Sheriff's deputy who was fired for assaulting an inmate in jail back in 2019. A woman stopping by to see her daughter found her and her ex-boyfriend both shot in the head. San Antonio police described the shooting as an attempted murder-suicide. The shooting happened around 4:30 p.m. at an apartment complex on Yarrow Boulevard near Southwest Military Drive and Palo Alto Road. Both are in BAMC tonight in critical condition. Police say there was no forced entry to the home, but the mother told police her daughter did not want the men there.
I've seen weed eaters, pieces of lawnmowers, rims, hubcaps, a bunch of different of everything.
All those things are what's not supposed to be here. We're talking about what should be in your latest segment of KSAT Explains. The team breaks down not only what can be recycled, but what's accepted at the recycling facility, because there is definitely a difference. You can watch the new segment right now by scanning a QR code right there on your screen or by heading to our website at ksat.com.
Well, COVID-19 is still here, but many organizations are lifting pandemic-made procedures. What the CDC says it will no longer be giving out to the public.
And it's a big race here in Bexar County that's up for grabs. It's the county judge race, but it's an ad airing on TV right now that has one of those candidates calling foul play.
And the death toll after Hurricane Ian hitting historical numbers, but volunteers and first responders are not giving up on the rescue efforts. How help is happening nationwide, along with Ian updates and how much was raised by our KSAT Community Phone Bank. We now turn to the urgent search for survivors in the aftermath of Hurricane Ian. The rising death toll, now at least 99 lives lost, and the worst in Florida in modern history.
That death toll goes up to 103 when you count the 4 deaths in North Carolina. Hundreds of thousands of people still without power tonight as the cleanup efforts continue. ABC's Rena Roy has more.
Days after Hurricane Ian made landfall in Florida,
Pool of water right over there.
the beginning of a long road to recovery for people on the southwestern coast.
You can see that area is just completely wiped out.
This community in Fort Myers decimated.
So you pretty much lost everything.
I never imagined it would be this bad.
Shelly McKinney just moved here with her husband 2.5 weeks ago. This is what's left of her brand new home.
What is going through your mind?
Where do we go from here? We've worked for this our whole lives and we thought we had it.
Most things inside unsalvageable.
Our car's gone. Our home is gone. Everything that we worked for all our lives is gone.
Hundreds of thousands still without power. Volunteers stepping in to help.
Right now, Mercy Chefs is doing 6,000 meals a day into the 5 local hospitals.
The widespread devastation stretching for miles and miles as search and rescue crews continue combing the coast. It's a race against the clock with concerns some may still be trapped by floodwaters. This group of trauma nurses and retired military gathering on Pine Island, lending a hand however they can.
There's no way of guessing what you're going to see, what you're going to run into. All we know is that we're here for it.
Recovery in places like Pine Island and Sanibel Island has been especially difficult because their causeways were destroyed in the storm, cutting them off from the mainland. Officials say that they are now working on putting in temporary bridge fixes. The National Guard will also fly in workers to help restore power.
And we also want to update you on our phone bank to raise money for Ian storm recovery. Thanks to you, we were able to raise about $18,000. While the numbers are still being tallied, you can still donate to the Red Cross by scanning this QR code on your screen. That rough estimate also includes about $10,000 donations from Park Hugh King.
Turning now to local politics, there are still 36 days until the November 8th election, and things are starting to get very heated in the race for Bexar County Judge. Republican candidate Trish DeBerry going against Democrat candidate Peter Sakai, but it's DeBerry's accusation against a political ad that has her calling foul today.
Trish DeBerry would crawl across steaming hot coals to be county judge.
You might have seen that ad right here on KSAT and other channels, paid for by a group calling itself Friends of Bexar County LLC. DeBerry called the group a dark money corporation formulated in Delaware, and she claims she has, quote, multiple sources that say Bob Wills of the advertising agency The PM Group is involved. Wills said he was supporting Sakai but denied any connection to Friends of Bexar County LLC.
I can't provide you formal documentation today. All I can do is say we're filing an ethics complaint. The AG is going to investigate. Hopefully the DA is going to investigate.
This is nothing more than a political stunt to bring attention to her campaign that is far, far behind.
Mr. Sakai has also denied having anything to do with the negative ad campaign. In a statement texted from his campaign manager today, Sakai said in part, quote, as a judge for 26 years and a firm believer in the rule of law, it is critical to have concrete evidence when making an allegation, end quote.
The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is ending another COVID-19 procedure. They will no longer maintain a country-by-country list of travel advisories. Well, starting today, the health agency will only post a notice for a country if health officials are concerned about a particular variant or if there is another situation that would change the CDC's travel recommendations. The agency notes fewer countries are actually testing or reporting COVID cases, which limits their ability to accurately assess those internal destinations.
Take a live look outside with live cam on this Monday evening. Our South Texas style fall continues. Cooler morning, coolish mornings and warm afternoons and no rain.
Yeah, and that's the one thing we're really missing, Tim, is we're missing the rainfall. You know, October is typically a pretty rainy month for us, and we haven't seen anything so far. And by the looks of it in the forecast, we've been combing through the forecast models. Doesn't look like we're going to be seeing much in San Antonio rain-wise, but at least the pleasant weather will continue. Take a look outside with the almanac for the day today. We got up to 87 degrees. That's 1 degree above average. Our morning low 62 was 3 degrees below average. A nice cool morning leading to a comfortable afternoon. It got up to 89 in New Braunfels, 87 in Hondo, 84 in Del Rio, 86 in Cotulla. Rock Springs was able to swing it below 80 degrees today, 79 for the high temperature. You may have noticed the beautiful sunrises and sunsets. That QR code is going to take you right to our KSAT Connect feature on our weather app, where you can upload pictures too of the sunrises and sunsets if you took them. This is from Taylor. Thank you, Taylor. A beautiful sunset here because of those heightened cirrus clouds, which have been streaming in from the west all day long and including yesterday as well. These clouds are from the remnants of what was Hurricane Orlene. Hurricane Orlene made landfall earlier this morning just south of Mazatlan, and it was a Category 1 hurricane when it made landfall, but it fell apart throughout the day, still sending us these clouds. And even though that may look like rain there on the map, it's actually just the radar picking up on the heightened cirrus clouds. So no rain for us in south central Texas from Orlene. And in fact, when we look at the nation, there's really only some rain across the Central Plains and parts of the Northeast. The rain from the Northeast is from the remnants of Ian. As we look at the next 7 days, look at this. Rainfall potential, nothing for San Antonio. In fact, we could see in the Rio Grande Valley a couple of isolated showers, but it does not look good for rain. All of the rain will be across the desert southwest, and that means we're going to add on to this tally. It's been 30 days since we've seen more than half an inch of rainfall in a 24-hour period at the airport. It's been 40 days since we've been seeing more than an inch of rain fall at the San Antonio International Airport, and it has been 355 days in a 24-hour period where we've seen more than 2 inches of rain. It has been a long time since we have seen good soaking rains across San Antonio, and that stretch is going to continue. Tomorrow morning, sunrise close to 7:30. It's going to be a nice cool morning, generally in the upper 50s in the hill country and in the low 60s around San Antonio. It'll be 62 at the airport, 60 in New Braunfels, 60 in Seguin, 62 Port SA, 57 in Boerne, and 57 in Comfort. Much like the last several days, we're going to warm up quickly tomorrow, already in the mid 70s by mid-morning, low 80s right around lunch, and then for the afternoon, high temperature, upper 80s is a safe bet. We'll have light and variable winds. And again, a quiet weather pattern for us over the next several days. Cool mornings, comfortable afternoons, only a brief dip in temperatures Friday and Saturday as we see a little bit of extra cloud cover.
All right, thanks so much.
All right, Greg, long before the college football season kicked off, a lot of people had October 8th circled on their calendars.
Yeah, after that little dust-up between Nick Saban and, of course, Jimbo Fisher, which we kind of got caught up in as well. Yes, I got this. All right, when we come back, does that feud help fuel the rivalry even more with game day coming up this Saturday between Alabama and Texas A&M? And is Dak coming back this week? Coming up.
Some people think they're God. We built him up to be the czar of football. Go dig into his past, or anybody that's ever coached with him. You can find out anything you want to find out.
You knew when the Aggies' Jimbo Fisher called out Bama's Nick Saban after the head coach of the Crimson Tide said the Maroon and White bought their entire recruiting class. October the 8th was immediately circled on the calendar, and it's almost here. But first,
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Everybody is talking about the unbelievable job that Cooper Rush has done stepping in for the injured Dak Prescott, going 3 for 3 this season as a starter, 4-0 dating back to last year. The first Cowboys quarterback to ever do that. But Rush will be the first one to tell you he's had a lot of help, especially from the Dallas D that hasn't allowed more than 19 points a game in their first 4 games, the fewest since 1973. Trayvon Diggs picked up his second interception of the season in the first half, and then in the second half prevented the Commanders from scoring by batting the ball away in the end zone. That was one of 3 pass defense in the 25-10 victory. So is he surprised the Cowboys are 3-1?
wouldn't say that I expected it because I didn't, but I like how we handled the adversity. You know, we handling it well. You know, we're going about our business the right way, and we're putting it on tape.
All right, at this point, Dak is expected back this week when the Cowboys travel to L.A. to face the Rams, and KSAT 12 Sports will be there. Ever since the offseason feud between Texas A&M head coach Jimbo Fisher and Alabama's Nick Saban over Saban's statement that the Aggies bought every single player in their recruiting class, October the 8th was going to be a big day. Game week has finally arrived. Make matters worse for the Aggies, they've fallen out of the top 25 after getting run out of Starksville by Mississippi State 42-24 after not being able to score in the first half and giving up 21 points in the fourth quarter. And now Alabama is number one again. Jimbo was asked if his players need to relax a bit more so they can play games as well as they practice.
Relaxing is not it. It's practicing with habits, and so you have confidence to play. You say relax. Relax is your confidence comes from working hard and doing it every day and knowing you can do it, and you don't practice it till you do it right. You practice it till you can't do it wrong. A lot of times you can do it right, but how many times can you not do it wrong? That's the key, and how consistent you can be. Everybody says relax. Well, everybody can relax. Take a deep breath and relax.
Kickoff on Saturday is set for 7 p.m. The Red River rivalry has arrived. The annual meeting between Texas and Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl for the first time since 1998. Neither team is ranked. The Longhorns are coming off a 38-20 victory over West Virginia to improve to 3-2 overall. That's after Hudson Card passed for 303 yards and 3 touchdowns with no interceptions, and Bijan Robinson rushed for over 100 yards and another TD. Now it's about being ready for the Sooners, who just got trounced by TCU 55-24. Horns head coach Steve Sarkisian told reporters today they're the healthiest they have been at quarterback position. But that said, do you stay with a hot hand in Hudson Card, or do you bring back Quinn Ewers against OU?
My philosophy is pretty simple. Play the guy that I think gives us the best chance to be successful. Whether he's the starter, the backup, hot hand, not whoever I think is going to give us the best chance to be successful and put us in position to win the ball game. That's who we'll play. And you can catch the Red River rivalry live on KSAT 12 at 11 a.m. on Saturday. Big announcement made today by the PM Group to help put UTSA in the recruiting efforts. The PM Group, which is the San Antonio Advertising and Marketing Agency in San Antonio, donated $360,000 over the next 3 years as part of that name, image, and likeness policies that will help current and future team members, including more than 20 members of the Roadrunner football team on hand today.
We saw it as an opportunity to really get in there, support the program, support our student athletes. It's just part of the things that we're doing on our front to better the city. This is awesome, just to have the whole city of San Antonio, especially the PM Group, coming and supporting UTSA is huge. You know, the landscape for college football has changed. NIL deals are becoming a part of it, and we just really appreciate the opportunity. It's a blessing. I think a lot of, universities, a lot of kids are, battling NIL deals, and they're going to, where they get paid the most. So I think this would be good for a lot of recruits and a lot of people staying here. So definitely going to help us in the long run, and we appreciate it.
All right, the big game and a big game coverage next. The big game and our big game coverage will feature number 1 and undefeated Steel Knights against New Braunfels to kick off district play in 27-6A. Since coming from behind to beat Brennan 35-34 in the KSAT Pigskin Classic 2022, the Knights have been number 1 in the city. That includes wins against some pretty big names, including Lake Travis, Hutto, Midland Legacy on the road, and overtime in Fort Bend Christian. For the Unicorns, they finished their non-district schedule at 3-2. That included big wins over powerhouse Denton Ryan and their rivals Seguin.
I know they're a very good team. They're undefeated as of right now. It's been a good rivalry for the past however long we've been playing them. They score a lot of points. They have pretty good receivers, and they got a pretty good quarterback. Past couple years now have been close games. A couple years ago, we had to win off our last play, so I feel like it's going to be that type of atmosphere.
All right, kickoff at Lindhoff Stadium on Friday is set for 7:30. We'll be there starting live at 5 on Friday. Looking forward to it.
Another big Friday night on the way.
Yep.
Thank you, Greg.
Thanks, Greg. We'll be right back.
Really pleasant weather over the next several days. Cool mornings, comfortable afternoons, a few more clouds Friday and Saturday, only a 10% chance for rain.
The only thing I could ask for is a little bit more wind.
Wind to cool off?
Yeah, just a little bit more.
All right, that does it for the Nightbeat. Don't forget, Good Morning San Antonio starts at 4:30.
Have a great night.